Hello everyone. Can everybody hear me? Everybody logging on? Do I see anybody logging on yet? I want to see some likes and please press some likes and some thumbs up and some smiley faces. All right. Great. Thanks for joining today, everybody. I'm just going to wait a few minutes, just a few seconds until everybody logs on. Got a lot of agents that said they were going to join today and listen to what we have to say today. So today is about referrals and building your database in real estate, which is basically the heart of your business. This is the most important thing in real estate, and how to succeed in real estate is your database and getting leads and building relationships with people. It's the most important thing that you can do in real estate. So just going to take a few minutes today to go over this very, very important things. Now, over the 25 years I've been in real estate, I've seen so many different coaches and training programs, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of what I've taken, what I feel is the most important thing that you can learn about building your database, getting referrals, and getting relationships with people. But of course, I'm sure that no one's going to just stop and say, hey, this is what Tony said, and I'm never going to take another training class in real estate ever again. So please, no, this is just some ideas, but always continue to learn, always continue to search for training classes online. Some of the best names in real estate training, the Brian Buffini, Mike Ferry, Tom Ferry. Those are three great training programs in real estate coaches that give you a lot of great information here. So let's start today. So I have some talking points, and again, what I was just saying, that your database, your referrals, your lead generation is the heart of your business. If you're going to grow your real estate business as a business, that is a business that keeps on going, it keeps on going. It just, you don't have to keep on working it and working it and working it and working it to get brand new leads. You want to figure out a way to have a database, a system going that will generate leads and generate referrals. So, everyone, if you know everybody that you should talk to, like an example, I still know agents, I still know people that without even asking, I go, what do you have to do tomorrow? They know in their head exactly what they have to do tomorrow. My feeling, my opinion is, if you know what you have to do tomorrow in your head and you don't have to even look at your calendar or who you have to call, you don't have enough to do. You really don't. If you, and I remember the first day many years ago in my business where I go, I really have absolutely no idea what I have to do tomorrow until I look at my schedule. And I knew I took my business to the next level. I did it. I got to a system going where I have so much to do and put on my plate in regards to building my business and to buyers and sellers and people to contact and referrals and lead generation, that I have my schedule packed for the day of things to do, and I can't remember it all in my head. So it's if you know your database of people, if you do not have a written database of people, you don't know enough people, or you don't have them enough, or have enough avenues to talk to people. And guess what? Again, 25 years in real estate, right out of college. I'm aging myself here, but you have a database. It's probably in your hand right now, watching this video, watching this. You have a database. It's right there. Agents and people forget about their database. So, and great news is you could put people in it anytime. And we have hundreds and hundreds of people. So I think that if you just sit back and realize you have so many people in your database already. Some people think of a database as something that you have to create. Yes, you have to create it and keep it organized, but you have a start already in the palm of your hand, in your phone. So active database, what I mean active in connecting with your database and your friends, your people you know, will always generate leads if you do it correctly. And I'm going to give you some tips on how I feel you should do it correctly in communicating and linking and connecting with people. You need to know what works best for you when working with your database and connecting with people. What I mean by that is, if you're not the type of person that is just going to go up to people and hand out your cards in real estate, hey, I'm a realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a house in the future, if you know anybody buying or selling a house in the future, think of me. Do you want to get their information from them? Do you want to, when you're out to dinner, do you want to talk to the waitress? When you're at your kids' sporting events, do you want to talk to the other parents? So these are things that you have to think about, is what's easiest for you to connect with other people that's good for your personality. Now, cold calling, who wants to do that? I mean, if you love to do that, you have no fear of rejection. If you cold call people and calling or farming an area, calling people in a certain area, hoping that to find a specific lead, that could be good for you if that's what you like to do. But I'm going to give you some tips that's going to be a little bit better and to target market the people you're looking for. Now, you got to realize soon off what's good for you and what's the good things to do and what's the bad things to do, or things to stay away from in connecting and building your sphere. So little things that I've seen, having hundreds of agents, seeing hundreds of agents in and out of the business with several different companies and offices, I've seen so many things done wrong. And one of those things is doing too much. Or those agents or people that, now there are so many different avenues. You got mailers, you got calls, you got text messages, you got networking events, social media. You can do open houses. You can do for sale by owners, expireds. There's so many ways to build your business and find referrals and build a database of people. Now, there'll be agents that say they love every single one of those things, different agents. And then there's agents that try them all and try to do a little bit in each one. If you try to do a little bit in each one, you're just going to have a little bit of results in each one. Pick what's best for you. If you want to, you could pick a couple of them. You don't have to do all of them. But if you did some mailers and some phone calls and some social media and really hone in on a system to continually connect with people in those systems, that's what you want to do. You don't want to try all of it and do a little bit of everything. Like, the worst thing is I see agents say, I sent out a mailer and then that's it. They didn't follow up with a phone call. They didn't try to connect with those people on social media. So again, I'm going to go over some specific examples of what I think you could exactly do towards the end of this video, but I'm giving you ideas. I see too many agents wasting too much time and money. The things that you need to concentrate on doesn't cost a lot of money. Throwing money at something isn't going to equal more referrals. It's the free things, the making of the calls, making up personal appearances at networking events, doing something of value to people and to show that you're connecting with them at different events and different networking things, and being involved in your kids' school or be involved in your church, and going to exercise classes and being involved in how to organize those things. So again, I'm going to go into some specific examples, but you want to do that and not waste a lot of time and money on things that you're not going to follow through on. I see a lot of agents that just don't connect with people. Just because you're telling people that you're in real estate, is it going to get business? And if you saw the video last week or watched my video last week, is that they have to know you, they have to trust you, know that you're going to look out for their best interest, or they're not going to refer business to you. So just randomly going around, hey, I'm in real estate, think of me, or is kind of a shotgun approach to business. You gotta, it's the basic things of advertising. If any of you watching this have taken a marketing class, they've always said 7 touches. It takes 7 times normally for someone to even get interested in a product or a service. It's again, same thing with real estate. You have to you're not going to call one person one time unless you happen, it's just like you won the lottery. They happen to be thinking about buying a house that day or know someone. But you got to continue to build those relationships and keep in connection with them so they see your face, they know you, trust you, and then when that time comes, they say, "Wow, I've talked to that agent a lot over the years, or I've seen their mailers, or I've seen them on social media, and they've sent me some messages and happy birthdays or anything that connects where they see your face and know that you're who you are." So some of the things you need to do, you definitely need to prioritize who's important. Who's important, what time you're going to allocate every day or week to what activities you're going to do in organizations. So you have to prioritize the people that you want to connect with. You have to organize your time and what exact activities you want to do. So those 3 things: prioritize what people you're going to go after. You're going to go after your friends, your relatives. Are you going to connect with them? Are you going to organize that in your time? Like each day, I'm going to contact these people. Again, I'll give you an example. If you have a phone and you have a lot of contacts in your phone, you could just go with this. Hey, every once a day, I'm going to go into all my friends, relatives, acquaintances, anybody I've put in my phone that last name was with an A. I'm going to go through every one of those, prioritize them, look at them, make a judgment. Hey, this person, James Adams, he is a friend, relative. He's someone that I know. I want to communicate with him. I want to send him a text message or an email or a phone call, or I'm going to send him a message on Facebook reminding him I'm in real estate. And then when you prioritize that person, now decide what are you going to do to follow up. What kind of program do you want to put them on? Do you want to put them on an email campaign? Do you want to send them a mailer? Do you want to put down a birthday card? Something to constantly stay in touch with these people and figure out with that person, how often you have to communicate with the person. Is that someone that you should communicate on a weekly basis? Is that someone on your Facebook that you see their posts a lot, you want to send them messages? So again, you have every single contact in your database could be a little bit different, but you have to organize them if that is someone that you want to keep in contact. And then your time, you've got to decide how much time you're going to put into this on a daily basis and put it in your schedule. So organize yourself. Say this, from this hour to this hour, or whatever time, I'm going to make this a priority, and I'm going to organize my database, or I'm going to send out mailers, or I'm going to make X amount of calls. And how many touches are you going to make a day of certain people? Are you going to call them, text them, mailers? So you have to come out with a system that you know is easiest for you. An example is that in your database you say, listen, I want to call 10 people. I want to send 10 emails. I want to go on my social media and find 10 people that are in there that I want to comment on something and say hello to them. So you could organize it to what is easiest for you. That's where I mean by easiest is your phone, wherever you are. Do you need to be in front of your computer? Are you going to keep this all on a spreadsheet? You can't be sitting someplace in your house or wherever, and you don't have your computer or laptop ready, and you're using a spreadsheet. So you have to think about what's easiest. Everything I do is on my cell phone. Basically, I'm 100% active in my marketing, in my communication with my agents, with my sphere of people that I'm connecting to is all on my phone. I'm completely active wherever I'm at. That's my suggestion to you, to be completely wherever you're at be able to do some work, because sometimes we know life gets in the way of working sometimes with kids, with snow days. If it was a snow day for a lot of us today, and with our kids, like, oh my gosh, my whole day is all upside down because it's a snow day. The kids are home, and you have to find you're prioritized, and your work has to come second sometimes, and you have to cut out time throughout the day. You have to be able to be ready to go, and that's where that cell phone comes in. The system. Again, as I briefly mentioned, you have to have a system in place. What I mean by system is, how are you going to remember to do these things? Do you have a calendar? We all have a calendar on our phone. I use a calendar on my phone. When I want to do something, I make an appointment to do it. So when I say I have to call someone, it's an appointment in my phone. When I want to carve off a half hour, 45 minutes to make follow-up calls, it's in my phone. It's scheduled. It's in there. So I know, I get a reminder, that's the time that I'm going to put in there. So I suggest to use your cell phone, but you can there's many contact management systems. As realtors, there's great programs like Top Producer is a great program. If you're really going to get into emailing campaigns and doing expireds and for sale by owners and mail campaigns and calls, Top Producer is one of the best out there. I'm not getting paid by Top Producer. I'm just using that it's one system. That's all they've done for 25 plus years. Top Producer's been around and trying to organize agents and helping them with their business. Target marketing to your sphere, as I briefly mentioned again, was you have to make sure you say this is an important person. I think 3 categories is best for people when you're going through your contacts and your databases. Your A people these are the people that you've done business with them before. They had a great experience with you. Of course, hopefully everybody has a great experience with you. But we all know that every once in a while there's someone we don't connect with right, or for some reason they blame you for something that was totally out of your control. So, but again, the A people, those are the people you want to communicate the most often with, the people that you've done business with. They know you, trust you, and they're going to be your best advocate and refer you to other people. B, just people that know you and trust you. They might not have done business with you. Friends, relatives. I have relatives that they've been in the same house since 1965. They're not clients of mine. They probably never be clients of mine, but they're friends or relatives that know me, trust me, know I'm good at what I do. So they're going to refer me to people. So how often you got to get them into a system in rotation of how many times I want to call them or text them or email them or send them a mailer to remind them in real estate, to ask them for referrals. And then C, just general business, the people that you've come across in life, people you've have been in different groups with. Like if you're in a church group together and you got a database of people that you have an email list or a list of phone numbers, and you want to call or keep in touch with those people and remind them that you're in real estate. So A, B, and C, you should be organizing them by that. Figure out in a system, in a spreadsheet, or on your phone how to cut them aside so you know when to contact who more often. And again, what's easiest for your personality in connecting with them. And everyone's different because you've known these people in different parts of your life or your different networking events or things. So you got to figure out, you got to make very good notes and be very organized with each contact. You just can't have a name, email address, and phone number. You should have a lot of notes in each contact to remind you who they are. Again, over a lifetime, a career in real estate, if you remember everybody, great if you do, if you have a great memory, you go, wow, I met that person 10 years ago at an event who's a friend of a friend of a friend. I got their phone number on my phone because I was going to call them and set up something because we had the same hobby. That's someone that's in your database. But put notes down and if you have an iPhone, if you have a Droid, and all the contact management, the notes are right there. So another thing, life lesson I've learned the hard way a couple years ago is not backing up my contacts to iCloud. So this was several years ago, but I kept everything on my phone, and something happened to my phone. So now, which is nice, is you can have everything backed up to your iCloud or your Droid or to Gmail. You can also export it into a spreadsheet. So if you want to, you could export your whole contact list. So I would say take some time to learn how to keep your contacts organized, your database organized. Figure out a way that easily makes sure it's always saved, and an easy way to export it just in case you want to import it into a whole different program. So that's the other thing. Make sure whatever you're using is easily to save, easy to export or import into something else, because you might find some beautiful program and that you love to use, and this is great, it's going to keep you really organized, but found out you have 1,000 contacts in this other database and you can't export it or import it into what you want. So that's something to think about. And then one of the things, you have to be skilled at what you're going to be saying to these people. So I've just been talking about how to stay a little bit organized, how things to think about, and who you're going to be contacting in your database. But now you got to figure out what you're going to say and how you're going to say it to those people. So again, everyone is a little bit different. You're going to say something a little bit different to your family or friends. Like your family or friends are like, hey, come on, I've been a realtor for 25 years. You know I'm the best at what I do. You know I care. Where's your business? Where's the referrals? You know, I could, being from an Italian family, we could go right into someone and say, hey, Joe, where's my referrals today? Come on, you know I'm good at what I do. So give me a name of someone. You know a million people. Give me someone that you know that might be buying or selling a house. Now, the other thing you got to remember too is that when you're asking people, and honestly, I really have never heard this in a training class, but I think this is very important, is not just the normal things that you would say to someone like, hey, do you know anybody that's buying or selling a house, or yourself buying or sell a house in the future? But start asking them, people about life-changing experiences people have. Example is if you ran into a friend or a relative and said, hey, Joe, are you looking to buy or sell a house in the future? Do you know anybody that you would like to recommend to me? I would love to help them with their referral. And they might say no, but how about someone do you know anybody that's just about to get married? Someone that's about to be retired? Something life-changing experience. Someone that's just having a baby. So sometimes people, especially with social media, someone say, hey, I'm pregnant, or hey, we're getting married, but they're not going to put on social media, or they're not going to say to their friends, and I'm looking for a house. They usually just post that or tell you after they found a house. So start asking those questions of who has life-changing experience. Like, hey, do you know anybody that's about to get married? Do you know anybody that's having a baby? Anybody that just got a promotion? Someone that's moving out of town. Like, oh yeah, someone's moving out of town. They got a job somewhere else. Never thought that they probably have a house to sell. Or even better, they got a great new job, making a lot more money out of town, and then there's a referral for you. They're moving to California. Houses are more expensive out there. Get on the phone to that person and go, hey, I could help you get a agent in California and get a referral for that. So another thing to remember is my opinion, my thought process all the time is that we're licensed. If you're an agent listening to this and you're in Ohio, you're licensed in Ohio, but you can help people buy a house anywhere in the country or even the world. If you're with an office like Century 21, we're in every state and 78 other countries. Very easy. And if you're with an office too, that is nationwide and global, you could basically help anybody find a house outside, but you can't do it yourself. You have to find an agent that's licensed in that state or licensed in that country. I have agents that are sending referrals all across the world every year. So that is what you have to remember. I'm not just around the area that I am, anybody. So if you're from out of town, if you know friends out of town, if you want to reconnect with all those people you went to college with out of the state or out of the area, you could still connect with them. You're their real estate person. You're the go-to person. You're the person they're going to think of first. No matter what they're doing, buying or selling, no matter where they go call me. contact me first. So the one thing is I hear agents say, well, I just had an agent yesterday saying, I don't know how to build my business. I'm not from the area. I go, well, where were you from? Start building your business there, getting some referrals, then start building your business here. You're not just stuck in today's global economy. You're not stuck in where you're sitting right now and where you could drive your car to. It's as simple as that. So a lot of time, also, for sale by owners and expireds. A lot of agents spend a lot of time on that. That is great. Expireds are great. Also, FSBOs are good, except I see some agents spending way too much time on for sale by owners. For sale by owners are such a small amount of our business. Imagine this, is that they say, how many statistics can you actually believe out there, but I really believe that 10% or less of the houses that sell in our country are for sale by owners. And out of that 10%, most of those could be friends to friends, someone knew someone that was buying their house. So the for sale by owner is not just someone that sold their house without a realtor. They just might not even needed a realtor. They didn't even market their house. Someone just bought a house. So this is a transfer of property without a realtor. So they might not even have marketed the property. So if you spend a lot of time on that, and that's your total business, that's just a much small percentage. The successful agents that make a business out of this are people that referrals come in, they're asking their sphere of influence, continuing building their database. Again, building their database specifically means people they know, people they connect to, and someone that they could start asking for business or keep their name in front of them. Because again, this is real estate. This is, in my opinion, and is the best sales career you could be in. Again, I love this business. I've been in it 25 years, but I honestly see, I've seen so many people that have so many other sales jobs. I'm like, this is the best sales job. This is the best career to be in. The sky's the limit. Anybody that you talk to might know of someone that buys a house. And I don't just sell one product. I sell any home in the country. I could help someone else find a house in another state, work with another agent or another country. So the amount of exposure, the amount of people that clients that you could have someday, you don't know. The sky's the limit. That's what's the beauty about the business and the career that we're in. So also sales, and if you haven't gotten this just already from what I'm saying, is a contact sport. You have to call people. You have to communicate with people. So I've had so many new agents and continue to have new agents come into our office in our business. And the first question is normally, how much money can I make in real estate? What can I do to be successful? I said, well, if you're not communicating with people, connecting with people, contacting people on almost a day-to-day basis, you won't be successful in real estate. I sit there with agents and show them all the bells and whistles, the email campaigns, the newsletter builders, the training classes, the marketing things they can do. All of those, as I refer to as bells and whistles. And I've known agents that know everything of what's going on in real estate. They know the interest rates. They know what's happening. They know what NAR is doing, and they know what OAR is doing. They know all of this stuff, but they don't contact the potential buyers or sellers, and they have no business. So that is the most important thing, is that you have to communicate with people. You got to connect with people. You got to call them. You got to figure out what's easiest for you, or there will be no business. The one other thing to keep in mind is giving people something of value when you communicate with them. If you call, email, text 10 times a year and just ask them for business, it's not going to be anything of value to them. Then they're going to start, avoiding your phone calls, throwing out your mailers like, oh, I see Tony, he's mailing me something else today. It's probably, hey, asking for business. So you got to think of things. That's why we always like birthdays and holidays, just to keep in touch with them, but also things of value might be valuable to them. What I mean by that is just different things of what's going on in real estate. The greatest news about real estate is usually it's a very hot topic with everybody. So I think what I mean by what's something of value is, say you have friends or relatives or a sphere of your databases in a certain area. You're like, what am I going to send them, once a quarter through an email campaign or a newsletter? If I want to spend the money and mail them a newsletter, maybe a market update of what's going on in the values of the houses selling in the area. I see it with other agents just in my own house, getting flyers and mailers, and because they're farming an area and giving the people in that area something of value, something that they go, oh, look at, once a quarter or twice a year, Tony, the agent in the area, is going to send me a market update of what's going on in the area, or new businesses in the area, or something something of value that they would go, oh, I didn't know that. So it could be something of going on in your community. So if you want to have a sphere of influence, is something in your community. If your sphere or your database is someone, if your kid's school, and you have all of it might be something about the school or getting involved with the school. That's one of the reasons why I suggest all agents to have an email address that's very easy to remember, and an email address that reminds people that you're in real estate. So if you're in part of a networking group or part of something, just emailing people back and forth, they might remember, wow, that guy's in real estate. It's happened to me with my own kids and keeping them over the years in their different sporting events, and I've coached their soccer and baseball and basketball, and then communicate with the parents about what's going on. I've had a few clients just from emailing, because I'm involved in my kids' sporting teams, and I'm emailing people, and they saw it in my email. I didn't even have to tell them I'm in real estate, but they saw that there. So you got to give them something of value, something that would go, oh, I like getting that in the mail once a quarter, every other year, things like that. I'm not big on the postcards and the recipe cards or things like that. Anything, again, my opinion, anything that they could feel, your sphere, your database, feel that you're just pulling out of nowhere, that you're just printing off something to send in, something that you're not creating yourself, like, hey, I'm pulling together sales here, or these are new businesses that I found that open up the area, or hey, I'm part of my church or school group, this is what's happening, and you're putting it together like it's custom. I think they see the value in that. If you're just printing a flyer out that was about something that they could have found online anyways, like how to increase my credit score, how to make a password better, how to do different things, anything they could Google themselves and get it right there on the system, I feel is not, my opinion, not as valuable in the showing that you put a little bit of thought into it. Also, making calls today is not as scary as it used to be. Again, in my opinion, is because of caller ID. So, all of us, if you're watching this video now, who picks up the phone if they don't know who's calling? I don't think anybody does. I know a few people do, but they're usually in a bad mood and are hoping that someone that they don't want to talk to so they could give them a piece of their mind. So if you're making calls to your sphere of people, your database of people, if they have your phone number in their phone and they pick up, that's the best person in your database. A+, put them on top. If they know you're calling, just to say hello, check out what's going on, tell them what's going on with you. If they're that friendly with you because they're a past client that you connected with, or old college friend, or someone that you help them in their church group, or whatever networking event, if they picked up the phone because they had your number in their phone and stored that, that's the best person ever. And guess what? Anybody that doesn't want to talk to you probably is not going to answer and have a nice, good message to leave them that's saying, hey, Hey, Joe, this is Tony Geraci. If you remember me through, and look at your notes, find out where you remembered them. But I just want to touch base with you, see how things are going, and also to remind you that I'm in real estate. I'm with Century 21, and I would love to help any of your friends or relatives with a move or a buy. I would like to be your first contact with anything in real estate that you need or anybody else you need. So please give me a call. We'd love to connect with you and tell you the things that I could do for you. So have something ready for a nice voicemail. So that's why the phone is, in my opinion, is not that scary anymore like it used to be. Back before Call ID, everybody pick up and then hang up on you. And also when you're calling people, messages always be uplifting and positive about things, because some people are going to ask you about your business. Say, hey, how's your business? You go, oh, the market's terrible, or we don't have enough inventory, or the buyers today are crazy. They want the lowest price house, or lowballing all the offers. You love your business. You're in this career for a reason, because you love it. Because if you're not, you're not going to do well at it. So if you love it, tell people about what you love. And what I love about the business, I love helping buyers. I love helping people find the house where their family's going to grow up in, and where they're going to build a family. I love helping people sell their house because they're either moving up or downsizing, and they have a life-changing experience, something. Most of the times we're helping people to better themselves, to better their lives, to grow. So that's the beauty of it. Express that to the people. Express it. Express why you love it so much, and they'll love to refer people to someone that actually loves what they're doing. Don't complain about the business. Don't complain about the interest rates, because the interest rates have always been higher. There's always a time when they're higher. Don't complain about the market, because there's always a time the market's lower. So there's nothing really to complain about. Just talk about all the important things. Okay, so the last thing I'll give today is just a couple things just to organize. I mean, I went a lot and go over a lot of different little things here, but things that you should do right now. And I'll give you 4 things, just 4 quick things. So if you got your pen, or if you're watching this not live and you put it on pause, so there's 4 things. Number 1, go through your contacts and database and organize. So either organize them on your phone, just go through your phone, or get on your computer, get in a spreadsheet, start building your database, or finding a contact management system like Top Producer, or anything else that's easiest for you, an app on your phone. Again, but before you do that, make sure you could import easy and export easy. And those if the common file is CSV, look for that, CSV. So if you could export it in a CSV file, that usually means you could import it into something else. So find something, start organizing your contacts and the people that you know now. And if you don't know, where to stop, where, like, gosh, I got, my phone, I got 500 people in there. What should I do? Start with the most important people. How about you start, let me go see how many people I have, people that I've done business with, or B people, these are friends, relatives that know me and trust me. They've never bought a house with me, especially the agents that are watching this, are newer agents or brand new agents, just got your license. I know we have many brand new agents with our office. Start building on people that know you and trust you and know that you're going to look out for their referrals' best interests, no matter if you're brand new in the business or not. So start organizing those and see how many you have. And then once you have, if you have 100 of those people, then maybe you should just stop there and start organizing and coming up with a program. Each one of those people, say you have the 100 people on your database that you put in a spreadsheet, or organize on your phone, or in a list somehow. Figure out what's the best way to contact each one of these people. So how to contact them. These people, someone that I've texted before. Is this my my grandmother who's that lives in another state that I want to make sure I remind her that I'm in real estate. We forget about even simple as that. Well, my grandmother, she knows I'm in real estate, but hey, she talks to people all day long. I forget to ask her, hey, if you talk to a friend that has a grandson or a granddaughter that's looking to buy or sell, we forget some of our own family members to remind them, to remind people. So, and again, it sounds bad, and I don't tell this, if any of my family's watching this, they're on my schedule too. Sometimes I call my family member because I put it on my schedule. So that sounds bad. And my family, if any of my family's watching this video, it's not you, it's another family member. But I put them on my schedule. I remind myself when I should communicate with my family. Even my own closest friends, sometimes I put that on my schedule. Like, oh, I have to connect with so because I haven't talked to them in a month or two, and remind them, see what's going on with their lives and how things are going, and then remind them I'm in real estate and I'm looking for referrals and if they know anybody. So I know I've talked to so many people and they think that it's weird. I mean, I'm scheduling a call with my grandmother to talk about real estate. Yes, because you might have talked to her 2 days ago or 3 days ago about everything else and what you would love to talk to your grandma about, but you forgot to talk to her and, about how to remind her friends and people that she's talking to and looking for referrals. So that's another thing. And then the last thing today is think about more ideas. If you have that database and you're like, okay, I got these people. Now, I organize them. This is how many times I'm going to call them each year. I'm going to send them a mailer. I'm going to send them something of value about what's going on in the area. I've had agents that even gotten their family mailer of what's going on in each family member. How about that? If you have a big family, how about you be in charge of the family once a year or twice a year? And guess what? You call a few of your family members up saying, hey, tell me what's going on in your life or your kids. Or they'll say, okay, so-and-so just graduated from college and they were magna cum laude. And then this person over here, they won their basketball championship. You could come up with a family newsletter in a couple of hours, and twice a year send it to 100 family members with your information on it. There's so the last thing where I was going with that is figure out ways to communicate with people and get in contact with people. You could even go get in connection with your community center at your in your neighborhood. Find out if they're having classes there. Find out if they're having a blood drive. If they're having example I use a lot is every single community center seems to have like a yoga class, and they have everybody of all different ages in the yoga class. And now with bottles of water real cheap, I've had agents that go to the community room, find out who this instructor is, call the instructor and go, hey, can I come by once a week when you have your class, bring some bottled water for everybody, and put a little rubber band and a business card through it, and with a little hole puncher, and you could put your business card through it and hand out to people. And guess what? Those are probably the same people going to the same class once a week or a couple of times a week, and then you get to know them. So you got to think ways to join groups, go to different events, go to your community room, go to your church, go get involved in your kids' school. Next thing you know, you're like, wow. You're like, what am I doing? I love to. I'm working so hard, but I would like to help coach my kids' team and be involved and being that parent that sends out all the emails and organizes the parents. So I coached every one of my kids, almost every one of I have two boys that are now 17 and 15, but I coached almost every one of their sporting events. Now, didn't have head coach, too much responsibility there, because we know in real estate sometimes things come up, but I was always an assistant coach or an organizer of their teams. Number one thing for me was because I wanted to get involved and wanted to be there for my kids. Two was because I wanted to network with people and get to know them. And then the third and last thing I always joke around about is because I'm too ADD. I can't sit there at a practice and watch my kid practice. I got to get down there and help. I can't keep my attention span for an hour and a half just watching them. I want to get involved. So hopefully so that's it for today. Those last four things. Hopefully that gives you a couple ideas, some things to think about in organizing your business and your contacts and your database. But again, back to the beginning of what I said, this is the most important part of turning your real estate career into a business that keeps churning. You got to have a system of contacting people, asking for referrals, and then that referrals will keep on coming in and your business will continue to grow. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching this video or watching it live. And watch for my post for next week. Next week we'll have a different topic and help you build your business. Hope you have a great day and hope to see many of you very soon. Bye-bye.